It's 10:50 a.m. and you said that you were going to study at 11. So I'm just going to go on my phone until it's 11 o'clock straight. But then you get carried away. Now it's 11:10. And then you say to yourself, oh, it's okay. I'm going to start at 11:30. And this cycle goes on again and again until you reach the end of the day, and then you say, it's okay, I can make it up tomorrow. But it never happens. That guilt kills you from the inside. So today we're going to dive right into this mini lesson on I will stop procrastinating maybe tomorrow, and find you some potential solutions on how to actually overcome procrastination once and for all. So when we come to talk about procrastination, there is a few key things that I really want you to think about. First of all, how do people actually go and address procrastination? They might go on Google and type how to beat procrastination, for example, and then top 10 procrastination tip would pop up, and then it would be like, do the easiest task or do the hardest task. It would be one of these, and then you can try them, and then it might work for a little bit and then it doesn't, and then you go back to the same loop. You wonder, why is that the case? And now I'm going to tell you why that is exactly the case, why a lot of these tactics don't work. So when we talk about beating procrastination, this is what we really need to be thinking of. It's really a long-term drive, which I think of as our engine, right? That thing that really drives us, versus the short-term tactics that we use on a day-to-day, how we actually reward ourselves, chunking your study time, all of that together. Without your underlying long-term drive or your engine that's actually working, this short-term tactic right here is just like the fuel that you add to the engine. If your engine is not working in the first place, then no matter what kind of premium fuel that you add to this engine, your car is still not going to move forward. You're still not going to go forward with the task that you said that you were going to do. So here, this is where we actually focus on how to beat procrastination. So when we think about our long-term drive and short-term tactics, there are a few key elements that I really want you to think about. 4 key main elements. The first one, number 1, that I really want you to think about is important. Is this task important to you? Not just at this right moment, but like, how important do you foresee this task that can build up your future for you? If it doesn't relate, if you actually genuinely see that studying is genuinely not the thing to go, you don't believe in the education system at all, you will not find a good job. If you genuinely believe in those things, then no matter how motivated or what tactics you use or Google, it won't help you at all. So first of all, then, thinking about how important this thing it is to you and to your future, and how it serves you as a person or your future at all. If it doesn't serve you, then probably that is why you are actually not doing. Then the second thing I want you to really think about is urgency. How urgent is this thing for you? So let's think about an example. If you have, just had a big nice meal, you're lying in bed scrolling Instagram or watching Netflix, and then now I tell you there's no food in your house anymore, or even like 5 kilometers away. So the closest food source that you have is 5 kilometers away. You would absolutely not move a muscle, because you've just been fed. You are now on Instagram or on Netflix enjoying yourself. There is no importance or no urgency for you to actually go out and get that food. But what if you have been starved for now 5 days straight? Your hunger is like up your mind and you really, really want that food. You would start even crawling to that direction without anyone incentivizing you to do that, because it is now so important and so urgent for you to do that thing. Then when we think about urgency, is whether we have some short-term tactics that we can actually bring our deadline up front. For example, what I call the $100 challenge or the £100 challenge for those of you in UK, whereby if you have your parent or a housemate, flatmate in your house that can keep you accountable, before you do the task, you say to them, in 1 hour I'm going to produce this set of notes, or I should have gone through this amount of words in my assignment. If I haven't, this is the $100 for you, and if I haven't completed it by the end, you can keep this $100. I bet you if you have some value with money, you take it to travel or you buy things that you like, you're going to be motivated, but it's not going to be working every single time unless you have that importance as well. So creating the importance and urgency. Then number 3, what can really potentially hold us back is uncertainty. If you don't know where that food is. I say it's 5 kilometers away, but you don't know which direction it is, then you're still unlikely to go and get that thing. If you are unsure about how to complete that task, how to even start the assignment, if you never broke it down step by step in small little steps, then it is really unlikely for you to overcome this procrastination because it's just too overwhelming. You sit down and go, all right, this is just too big of a mammoth of a project. I don't even know where to start. And then so you put it off again. So you really need to be clear and set clear steps on what you really need to do when it comes to that task. Then next is fear. This is not just about, talking about studying. It can be a lot of other things as well. For example, if someone knows that their public speaking is a big fear, even though it can be career changing, even though it is imminent that it is coming up tomorrow, they might pull a sick leave. They might just pretend that they're sick and not go because that fear is overwhelming. If we're not able to reduce that fear, reduce that uncertainty, increase urgency and increase importance, it is unlikely that we're going to complete these tasks. So really, hopefully this has been helpful for you thinking about our long-term drive. What is actually deeply driving us? Why are we actually doing this task in the first place? And secondly, having these short-term tasks such as the $100 challenge that I just talked about. And hopefully this gives you a better idea now thinking about that importance, urgency, reducing that uncertainty and fear when it comes to beating procrastination once and for all. So hopefully this mini lesson has been helpful for you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.